What's up, y'all? It's showtime. And special guest Josh from LoneStar Adhesive is here with us.
What's going on, guys?
So, how's everybody doing this evening? I'll just run through and say hi to everybody real quick. Steve, Chicago Bob, Ralph, Kenny, uh, Dan, Cook, Jeremy, Kai, Patty, Clayton. Clayton's always telling people to smash the like button. I appreciate that. Rob, let's see, Steve, me, Rick Church, Sergio, Clayton. Sweet. So thanks for stopping by and checking out the stream tonight, everyone. So I have a big test for Josh, asking a lot of questions, see if he can pass the test, and then I was going to do some demos on some Lone Star acrylic and Lone Star Lorette. And then if you guys have questions for him, please put those in the chat. No multiple choice questions.
Yeah, put them in the chat.
Yeah, they need to be essay type questions. Turn mic down a tad. I can do that. How's that? Hopefully that's better. I don't have it setting too close to me either. Make sure our audio is good, then continue. Testing 1, 2, 3. So, did you have any plans for this evening that were being interrupted, or just?
Oh, just moving more stuff over to the new shop. I got a trailer load full out there. I actually had to haul butt over here. I was working in the middle of working on some stuff, and then I seen your link come through, and I was like, "Oh crap! Let me get over to the new shop." And so I got some stuff. Once we get off here, I got to put in my office actually.
How big is the trailer?
It's only a 16. Well, it's a 16 or 17 foot enclosed. So, but I mounted like a shelf in there so I can put box of leatherette and different things in there so they don't slide around.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice and enclosed. We've pulled it to Oklahoma, Tennessee. It's been great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Moving that product, moving it all around too.
Oh, for sure, most definitely.
Yeah, I watched your Facebook group go from, just a small group to just poof overnight blew up.
It's been crazy, yeah. From July 9th all the way till today, July 9th of 2023 till today, we've shipped over 37,000 orders. So it's been pretty crazy, yeah. So we've grown as much as going from a 500 square foot shop to about a 4,000 square foot shop. So and we've moved in and we're out of space
Already? Amazing.
Yeah.
I guess in some respects that's a good problem to have, in others, maybe not.
It is. Thankfully, we have enough people, so we're not rubbing elbows in the actual workshop. But as far as like inventory, that's where I'm probably gonna have to buy some Connex buildings, get them spray foamed, get them AC'd, and set them beside the shop, so we can actually have just extra dry storage.
Just storage, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have that many orders, you're going to have product on hand to fulfill everything.
Oh yeah. Well, thankfully we got almost 2 acres here, so we got quite a bit of room to expand, and then my plan is next year move. We're gonna hopefully grow more, and we'll move it somewhere else.
Awesome.
And then this will be my personal shop.
Okay. Well, that's a good segue into my first question. My first question for you was, what inspired you to start Lone Star? Was there a specific moment or idea where you decided to create this product and start this business?
So I felt like there was a need in the industry for a leather adhesive. And I had a small hat company, and I just so happened to, I guess you would say, stumble upon it Built a really good relationship with the manufacturer. I used it with my little hat company. It was called Brimlines, and I used to work for the phone company. And I would just drive around all day, and I would see people and say, "Hey, yeah, I like that hat that you got on your head. Would you like something like this?" And I was showing them leather patch hats, and at the time I was just doing leather. And so that's kind of how I got started. And then I just kept seeing on Facebook where anybody would post a picture of a hat, there was always 10 or 20 comments of how did you attach that patch to that hat. And
Okay.
I felt like I had it figured out. And so I called the manufacturer. I said, "Hey, look, you know, what about you? What do you think about, me buying this stuff in bulk?" And before I could even finish, he said, "Sell it." And so we had originally branded. So at that point, I had met another guy, and we started another company, which probably a lot of y'all know, um, in the industry now. And we rolled that for I'd say about a year and a half. And partnerships are tough. They are very tough, especially when you don't work in the same space. And so I decided that we weren't a good fit together. Unfortunately, what I had brought to the table, without a contract, I couldn't just kick him out or pay him off. So I offered to buy him out. He wouldn't sell to me. I said, "Look, man, I'll go my own way," and I started LoneStar Adhesive. So I left in June, from my other company, and started in July. About a month later,
Wow.
I sat down and built my website, and we bought some product, and we rolled with it.
Okay. Somebody had just said that my mic was really loud and yours was low.
Mine's low.
If I lowered mine again, let me see.
I don't even know how to change my mic.
Let's see. I have this set to automatically adjust mic volume. Let me turn that off and turn it down a little bit. Maybe that's better. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm on an iPad, so I don't have an external mic.
Right. If you go to settings at the bottom and then go to audio, at the very bottom, it'll have automatically adjust mic volume. If you uncheck that, you should be able to slide it and adjust it a little bit.
No, mine doesn't show that, but it shows that it's picking it up.
Okay. All right. We'll roll with that. If I get mine lower to match yours, then everybody can just increase their volume.
Yeah,
Hopefully that'll work.
yeah. Yours actually sounds better. It was kind of it was sounding kind of, I don't know, grainy maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that's odd. Yeah, I have it turned way down. It's got to be something with StreamYard today.
It could be.
Um, okay, so you started Lone Star. That was, you said, June of last year.
Yeah, July.
July of
July
last year.
9th. Yep, we actually launched the website. I was out of town. We had a family vacation that we had planned for months, and I launched the website. My dad took care of the orders that weekend, and then as soon as I got back, we got back to work. So it worked out.
And then it just blew up.
It just blew up. We really spent a lot of time building our Facebook group, building our community, and just going that route. I decided that Facebook was a better platform for our business than Instagram was, and we dumped some ads into group join ads,
Hmm.
for our Facebook group, and it's a I tell you, the reason we have grown so much is because of our uh, customers. They have just really, when you have happy customers that are willing to preach it from the rooftops, that's when your business grows. And
Yeah, you have a very loyal customer base.
yes, yes, we do. I mean, we cut up, man. We have a good time. It's like a big family. I don't I hate the word customer. we're like a big family, and that's how we treat everybody. I have me, my wife, my sister-in-law. We're probably going to end up hiring another person to kind of help with emails because we probably get 150 emails a day. But we make sure our orders get out. There's times where we may have somebody call in sick, and that causes some little bit of slowing down the orders going out. But we really try to give the best customer service. We've really pushed really, really hard to have the best products on the market. And so that's where we've been able to grow.
That's a good segue to my next question, which is you started with leather. How did you branch out into leatherette and the acrylics?
So I had actually, I was just trying to grow the business, and I was like, what other products could we possibly sell that would include our adhesive? And my first thought was leatherette. And we originally started buying leatherette from JDS, and we started getting a lot of complaints about it. And the way theirs is constructed, it's got a foam backing to make it a little bit thicker, and then it has like a spray glue in between the top layer that you engrave and the foam backing, and it was failing. And so, man, just I would say the Lord's blessing. The manufacturer for leatherette actually reached out to me on TikTok and was like, "Hey, we do leatherette. We'd love to work with you." And so we started getting our leatherette manufactured straight from the manufacturer. And then we kept still getting complaints, and we decided that, hey, is there anything, because it's not like I can, which I guess I could, but I can't just drive down the road and walk in the manufacturing shop and be like, hey, let's choose this material, this, and this. So I didn't know what they had. So it spent
Okay.
us, it was a little bit of time to manufacture what we now trademarked premium leatherette, which it took a couple steps, but we just we were at the end we were able to make a better product. And it's funny that as soon as we trademark premium leatherette, you got everybody else in the industry trying to improve their products as well.
I have a piece of this premium leatherette.
Yep.
I do believe this the thickness of it compared to other leatherettes. There's no comparison. You can just tell. Like
Yeah.
it's not as flimsy.
No, it's
It's
not.
thick. It's thick. It engraves well. It cuts nice. And then, of course, you've got your adhesive on the back, and it sticks.
Well, and we actually had made it a little bit thicker, and we kind of backed off of that because we were having a lot of issues with customers that had diode lasers. And what they were having issues cutting through the leatherette and then cutting through the adhesive. So we actually backed it off a little bit. We're setting it about 1.5 millimeters, which is kind of, it's a good number. But our adhesive or our leatherette is especially, and I don't know if you have any over there, Patrick, but our new heritage collection. We were getting a lot of complaints like teal, turquoise, beige, white, um, what other colors? Light blue. They're just a real dry, porous material, and when you engrave on them and you get that real black char, they're almost impossible to clean. And
Yeah,
so
like
we actually,
this white here.
yeah, yeah. So we actually got with the manufacturer and we said, hey, what if we made like, because they started coming out with some glossy, our saddle brown, our saddle tan, we have a glossy black. So we said, hey, what if we start making a glossy finish, not glossy enough to make it look cheap, but just glossy enough to clean, to make it easier to clean. And so that's what we started doing. The glossy white is really extremely nice. It's super easy to clean. And then we've actually since then they've actually showed us, my manufacturer showed me some samples of some stuff that is actually known as our heritage collection now, which is actually it's like a latigo type pull up leather, where it has like kind of stress marks in it, but if you didn't know it, you would think it was real leather. And it's
Okay.
super easy to clean. It's just got a very rich look and texture. And we got people on our Facebook page now that were just so diehard leather they would never ever try leatherette. And it was almost a sin for them to try leatherette, and now they're using the leatherette.
See, here's a pretty intricate vector graphic that I did
Yes.
on. Let me make this a little bigger for you. But this is LoneStar adhesive leatherette. You can see the thickness there. And it does have the adhesive on the back. It's ready to press on a hat, but you just see how well that engraves.
What color is that? Is that walnut?
I'm not sure what it's called. Let's see, this one?
That looks like no. I think that's saddle brown.
I have that one, and I have the lighter one.
Okay. Oh, the saddle tan. So saddle brown and saddle
So,
tan.
okay,
Yep.
yeah.
So we just recently released uh, walnut, buckskin, flint, charcoal, indigo, and then we have a pink, an OD green, a purple, a turquoise, and one other color, a red, in the new Heritage collection. Man, and it's just some really, really, really nice stuff. Rawhide has always been like the fan favorite. We
Hmm.
sell a ton of rawhide, but I have people now that are like, I'm not using rawhide. I'm going to use your new either Heritage walnut, Heritage buckskin. I just was in the group I think it was yesterday, asking them about a Heritage rawhide, which is, it's going to be a nice brown, not as dark as walnut, but it's just going to be it's just a pretty color. And so, we have close to 50 colors now, and it's just to give people options.
Yeah.
You know, the
There's plenty of options. I would love to have one sheet of everything,
yeah.
just to play with.
Well, we can definitely make it happen.
Um, how about we go to a question from the chat?
All right,
You don't have to tackle that one if you don't want to.
I
Just
will.
scrolling down. Okay.
The
Biggest
the
advantage of Lone Star versus Patch Crafters.
So the Patch Crafters leatherette is very similar to our first version of premium leatherette. And our first version of premium leatherette was we didn't remove the foam from the leatherette. We actually just replaced it with a little bit thicker, denser leatherette and replaced the glue in the middle with actually a film adhesive. If you want the actual truth, you're probably overpaying for Patch Crafters leatherette because it's really no better than JDS leatherette at a more premium price. And the adhesive on the back of theirs is made in China, while ours is made in the United States.
Okay. Well, that's two significant advantages then,
Yeah. So
without a doubt.
the thickness is about the same size, or the same thickness. They're about 1.5 millimeters. Um, there's actually a video on my TikTok where I did a comparison, actual peel test between Patch Crafters leatherette and our leatherette, and there was no comparison.
Um, Speaking of that, I was at Virginia Beach. We went to Virginia Beach over a weekend about a month ago or so, and they had a huge display of hats, and they all had patches stuck on the hats.
Yeah.
And I walk up and I see the first hat that I'm looking at with a round patch, and the edges peeled off.
Yeah.
It was already coming off the hat. The hat hasn't saw any use.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we can tell they didn't use Lone Star.
Well, and it's also it could also be
Or
a user
but they
a
pressed it
user
wrong.
error.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we do get defective sheets on occasion, and we will replace them in a heartbeat. That's something we do try to. We go through every sheet and make sure that they're going to work, that they're up to our standards. But you still get some defective sheets in a box of 100, and so. But that's what our Facebook group is for. We do a lot of troubleshooting and different things. But if the leatherette is actually separating, more than likely that's not our leatherette.
Let's see. I have another question for you from chat. Have you had any luck adhering patches to 100% polyester? So, any advice?
Polyester, like polyester shirts.
We'll wait for Dwayne to answer that follow-up question. Let's see. We can go.
Because aren't these hats a polyester blend?
I thought they all were in some respect.
Yeah,
Some of
well,
them had polyester.
so the back of these hats are actually 100% polyester, and we've had a lot of people, and I would just use the same exact settings that you would on everything else to adhere that. But I've had a customer. I actually made him some patches that that followed the line on the back here, and we've also had people that have put them on the side here as well. I wouldn't put them up
Mhm.
here, but I would put them down here, and don't peel this back. I would just press it right on there so the adhesive seeps through the polyester, kind of to adhere to the band as well.
That makes sense.
But yeah,
Let's see. Oh, go ahead. I was just going to pop up the next question. Let's see. Oh, I guess we already had that one.
Same one.
Just yeah, pretty much same one, a little different wording. What exactly is leatherette compared to leather?
So leatherette is so it's a faux leather. It mimics the actual sometimes texture or feel or color of real leather. But it's just, in my opinion, it's a lot easier to work with. Leather is very it's very finicky. So if the you can take a veg tan, you can take like just a regular veg tan dyed or just a natural leather, and you can engrave it. But it's just like wood. You're not always going to get that really really dark nice engraving, and you know that, Patrick.
Yeah.
So leatherette is really good because the surface right under what you're lasering is going to give you a really really good dark contrast, or it gives you the options of doing copper, which is this is black to copper. You can do black to silver. You can do black to, they have red. We're actually working on a tri-layer leatherette that's white on top, engraves to blue, and engraves to red, similar to our acrylics. But when I tested it, the engraving was what came off of it, the dust was extremely sticky, and I could not clean that up even um, with a magic eraser and
Mm-hmm.
LA Awesome. I mean, it wouldn't come off. So we're going back to the drawing board on that. So, but leatherette, it's a cheaper option. You take our sheet, which is $15, which we do give discounts, 15% for group members, 20% for our GovX, which is military, first responders, stuff like that. It ends up being less than 40 cents a patch, which is very the thing about hats is there's a lot of money to be made. The markup on hats is crazy, and you can make a ton of money with hats. And we have a lot of people doing it. A lot of people doing it.
Yeah. There's a lot of hats out there
Yeah.
being made by folks in your group. Speaking of which, I'm going to put a link to your group in the chat.
Okay.
So if you guys haven't joined that group, there it is in the chat for you. And he does have a group coupon, so you can get a 15% discount for the group.
Yep. Group 15.
Even better. Group 15, 15% off.
And the GovX,
that's right back.
if you're military, first responder, stuff like that, if you qualify for GovX, at checkout you would just put your credentials in, and it'll give you that discount.
See, and you just addressed this. he said he'd love to see some 3-color leatherette if possible. So you're working on it.
I'm working on it. We're definitely working on it. Yeah, and the premium leatherette. So the construction's going to be a little bit different than anything else on the market. Um, and thankfully we have an actual lock on that. I've spoken to the manufacturer and I said, look, I know a lot. I know there's a lot of guys out there going to try to come after what we're doing, and I want to make sure because when you're dealing with overseas manufacturers, they are they're gonna take what you make and they're gonna sell it to the masses. And so,
Oh, of course.
thankfully, yeah, thankfully we've built a really good relationship with our leatherette manufacturer, and we've had a bunch of other companies try to reach out to our manufacturer, and try to make the premium leatherette for them, but he won't do it, which is great for us.
Definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's always, I guess, a scary thing to deal with when you're dealing with the overseas companies who might not have your best interest in mind. They're just looking out
yeah.
for their dollar.
Well, and that's the same thing that happened. So when we started coming out with our branding iron, there was a lot of complaints about how the lower platen didn't fit a hat really well. And we got with the manufacturer. I actually sent him 12 hats. I sent him 12 Richardson 112s and I sent him 12 6606s and had them mold a lower platen that fit a 112 and even a 5 panel perfectly. And at the same day that they sent that they were done with the molds, they were reaching
Hmm.
out to the world. And so, that kind of hurt a little bit, but
Yeah.
it it's a better product. And so if anybody can get their hands on it, it's good. You just want to be proprietary with stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially when you have such a cool name for your hat press, you kind of want to keep that all together.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
he mentioned the branding iron. That's the Lone Star Adhesive official hat press.
Yeah, our dual platinum press. We actually just released 60 of them yesterday. Well, no, Friday. We released 60 of them Friday, so they may be sold out right now. So
I'm
they
going to have to. I need one of those to replace that single platinum Vivor press I have over there.
yes you do. I,
I have to
I
have
I
some.
may have one, Patrick. I may have one here with your name on it.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah,
I could definitely make some hats. That's for sure.
yeah,
And some videos.
yes.
Let's see. Any other questions about leatherette? Because I was thinking maybe we could segue into the acrylic a little bit. Uh,
Oh, we got 27 left. Okay.
your acrylic. Noticed you started working with Romark to come up with your own special acrylic.
We did. So originally we did buy from. So I once again, this wasn't the acrylic wasn't my idea. I actually had a guy by the name of Travis Klein. He's a real good customer of ours. We built a really good relationship. He's out of California and he does a lot of work for Ducks Unlimited. And he had reached out to me, kind of in the transition between my old company and LoneStar, and said, "Hey, your adhesive works with acrylic." And at the time, I didn't put much thought into it. And then I had bought some acrylic actually from JDS, and it was a walnut to white. We posted in the group,
Mhm.
and it blew up. And I mean, it was a crazy. Nobody had ever seen anything like it. I had never seen
Right.
anything like it, and it just worked. You physically couldn't take, and I did a video also where I tried to peel it off of a hat. You couldn't peel it off of a hat. I mean, it was crazy. And
Yep.
so we found out. My sister in law actually said, "Hey, reach out to Romark. They have, um, the copper to black, stainless to black, nickel to black, stuff like that." And so I picked up the phone, and it was funny because I was actually able to call a guy by the name of Dennis DeMuth. He works for Romark in their production area. And before we got off the phone, he asked me, he said, "How did you get my number?" I said, "It's posted online." I don't think it's posted there anymore, but It
It
just,
was, huh?
yeah, I called his desk and he answered. We actually sold so much copper to black acrylic that we sold them out of United States within like 3 weeks. And so it just from there, they had a couple colors of their tri-layer. They had white, red, and black, I think white, red, and blue. And we asked them to make some custom colors for us. And that's kind of where, and I'd actually talked to them. I said, hey, look, is there any way that if we're buying all these different colors from you, is there any way that we can do some kind of exclusivity contract? And so they actually agreed to do an exclusivity contract with us for the red, white, and blue acrylic, and any other tri-layer color that we come out with, which has
And
been
since
pretty
we're
cool.
talking, yeah, that is very cool. And for those of you who haven't saw it, I have a demo prepared for the tri-layer red, white, and blue, and then this dual layer. I have the silver and blue in the laser, but I'll show you the silver and red on screen. So here is this silver and red with that same eagle, and I preformed it in the hat press. Just got it bent to the shape of the hat, but it
That looks
comes with
that
the
looks
adhesive
sharp.
on the back. And this was done with the Lasermatic. So this was done with the diode, and it's very smooth. You don't see all those scan lines on it. So I was very pleased with that.
Yeah,
But
that
this
looks extremely
that,
nice. So, but
that red pops.
Bespoke Laser said something. So the guidelines. So we do have we've put together a like an Excel spreadsheet. It's actually pinned to the top of our Facebook page. That when anybody posts laser settings, we actually add them to that actual spreadsheet. Because there's so many lasers out there. And Patrick, if let's say I got a Thunderbolt, you got a Thunderbolt, five other people have a Thunderbolt, the settings are always going to be a little bit different. They're good starting points, but I run my laser at 25 power. My buddy Ryan, he runs his at 35 power, and they seem to do about the same results. So, but we are gathering the more people that post, we do take that information and we do put it in a spreadsheet to hopefully help other people with kind of starting points. What I suggest, so you don't waste a lot of material, is what I would do is just draw you in Lightburn or whatever program you use, draw you a little 1 inch square and laser that out, and get something close to what do you think it'll be right, and just kind of do 1 inch squares across the top of your sheet so you're not wasting a lot of material. A lot of people like to go, they get excited, they get that new sheet in, especially the red, white, and blue. They like to do a full logo. And
Yeah,
if you're trying to troubleshoot on full logos, um, you're gonna have trouble, and you're wasting material in the process.
yeah. You end up burning through material really fast that way.
You do.
Let's see. There was a question here. Have you ever thought of selling 4x4 swatches for testing?
So we do, Ozzy. So we do have our swatch book. Let me go grab one real quick. Give me just a second.
Sure.
Actually,
I'm going to set this. I'm
I'll
going to
bring
set
y'all
this
I'll bring
burn
y'all
up.
with me.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see. Get it here.
So we actually have these right here. I think they're 4x2, and so we have some with a logo. We also have some without, and this includes all of our colors. It even includes some that have a self-adhering adhesive on the back as well, which is good for like leatherette stickers. And there's some people that sew their patches on, and instead of them having to apply glue before they stick it on the hat, they can actually just peel the backing, stick it on there, and then sew it, and it doesn't move. So
That would be very handy.
yeah.
See if I can get my camera to focus. I'll run this and hit start.
Yeah. So as far as additional colors and textures, we are going to be coming out with a lot of our current colors, like the sky blue, which is this color right here. We're actually going to do that in a heritage collection. Our beige is going to be the same way. And we're working on a tooled leather as well. That looks like tooled leather, and I can't think of the actual the proper name for it, but it just looks like stamped tooled leather, and it'll have a pattern on it, and you'll be able to engrave on top of that. So
Oh, that's cool.
here's some of our. Let me see. I grabbed 2 sheets. Here's some of our heritage collection right here. You can see that. It's got a really nice kind of a sheen to it a little bit, but it's just a really, really pretty color. So
Yeah. Now, in person, does it have some different shading in it?
it does a little bit. You can see a
Okay.
little bit lighter colors in there,
Yeah, yeah.
which it actually looks. I mean, it looks extremely, extremely nice. I'm trying to find. Oh, here's a walnut right here. So here's walnut right here. And this is a really, you
Yep.
can tell a little bit of shine there, but it's just a really, really popular color. Um, here's the actual, let me see if I can get it to. So here's well, let me see. So here's our shelf right here with all of our leatherette colors on it right here. Leatherette and actual acrylic there at the end. Uh, and then here's some, let me see. Here's some packing tables right here. This is where we pack all of our orders. See, this thing keeps on wanting to focus on me.
Do you
Yeah,
have branding iron to show off?
I don't have any here. They're actually under the carport at the house. We just got them in
Okay.
the other day. We'll probably bring them over here and we will slap a label on them and ship them out. So I don't have everything in here yet, but here's our press station uh, for our where we press our leatherette sheets right here.
Okay.
I've actually got another press that'll be in. It's actually in the old shop. I got to get it over here, but here's all of our presses. And then here, I'll take you guys in the storage real quick. Oh,
So
here's our UV printer, which
very
I ha-
nice.
I haven't really ran yet because I don't know how to use Adobe Illustrator.
So that's something for people to keep in mind, that you get the leatherette sheets and you get the acrylic in, then you have to press your adhesive onto it
That's correct. Yes.
before you ship it out.
Yep. Our adhesive comes in rolls, either 12-inch wide or 24-inch wide, and we cut them. We cut them actually with this machine right here. Let me see. We cut them with this machine right here. It rolls out and cuts it at our length that we put in here on the control pad, and we're able to kind of customize how wide we need it. So, and then here's a bit of storage right here. So, and it goes
How
pretty
long
far.
did it? How long did it take you before you ended up purchasing the machine that would cut it for you?
So
You
we
just
had
had something you already had.
So we had another machine that we bought from a place called Coldesi, I think, which is based out of like Florida or something like that. And it was a very expensive machine, and it wasn't. I wouldn't suggest buying anything from them. I thought their customer service was terrible. I had a lot of issues with that machine, and it took them forever just to get somebody on the line to even try to troubleshoot to fix it. And but we ended up sourcing some from overseas, and I have been very, very happy with these machines. They've been great. We ordered 2 of them, um, and we'll probably end up ordering a third just to have. We got one set up for 12-inch, and then the other one set up for 24-inch.
I have an example here. Let me get myself back on the camera. Here's an example of my little testing spots.
Yeah.
So in order to not run through a whole sheet, I just then used 90 squares.
And that's what I would suggest. I mean, we could always sell you more material, but I would rather you not waste the material that you have on hand so you can make money out of it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It looks like my internet's acting up a little bit. Let's see.
Who do you have for your internet?
And it seems like every Sunday evening, that's when they're deciding to maybe work on it or do something.
Who do you
Ed was
have?
asking any idea, T-Mobile,
Oh,
their
okay.
home internet.
So Ed,
Any idea?
we're actually working on a 16th inch veneer. It's going to be more of a standalone. We were having a lot of issues where the veneer that we were originally selling was really thin and the edges were cracking, and so we were getting a lot of just a lot of customer service complaints about that and everything. So I've actually got with his name is David Brown, and he does the dual type dual sided adhesive and the pressure sensitive stuff. And we're looking at him sourcing us some veneer. Also, probably going to talk to Chance over at Custom Grains. He recently acquired a kind of a wood business, and I'm going to ask him as well. But I actually tested out some the other day, and it seemed to work. It seemed to work pretty well, and held. It was a little bit thicker, and just seemed to work so much better. Are you cross hatching that?
Yep. And with the settings that I worked on, that's how I got that smooth, the smooth eagle on the red and the blue.
Really?
Yep.
What diode is that?
The Lasermatic 30 watt. So
Okay.
this, I'm going to be doing a video on this with the settings. Should have it come out this week.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm still happy with how this turned out. Like, it looks amazing coming from the diode.
Oh yeah. Is that Is it open cage?
Let's see. It's all enclosed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep, it's enclosed with the Lasermatic. They have pins, so the honeycomb sits down on pins and it's indexed, so you can work in absolute coordinates, just like you would a CO2.
That's awesome.
It's it's pretty amazing, but it'll handle a crosshatch.
That's pretty cool.
Let's see. I'm going to get over to the right laser here. My other camera.
Ed said the only laser that's out there, according to Patrick. Hey, Patrick is the diode guru.
I wouldn't say that. I do okay with them. I try to master everything, but I end up mastering none. Probably.
Yeah, Jim McCall. Free shipping is anything over $150.
Good.
So if you spend $150, we ship it for free, and we ship it UPS.
See, here's another question. Thought about using diamond wood or stabilized wood for your veneers?
You know what? I'll have to look at that. I don't. I've never seen that stuff, so I have to check it out.
Yeah, I'm not familiar either. See,
kind of depends on what kind of. What's that?
No, go ahead.
I guess it kind of depends on what thickness they can make it in, because anything over a 16th is kind of too thick to bend on a hat.
Just trying to, my head probably. I'm going to show you the red, white, and blue. I'll show the people who's watching. If they haven't saw this red, white, and blue, be able to see this tricolor acrylic.
What are you lasering that on?
CO2 galvo.
Oh, okay.
too close to lose focus. All right.
That looks trippy. We the people.
I didn't have the laser on. I gotta wait 30 seconds
Oh,
before it'll fire.
gotcha. Wood by fire, is it a heat press on for the adhesive? Yes, our adhesive is heat activated. No, Jim, I don't.
Jim,
It may be best to preheat it before with a single platen press, but with a dual platen press, I'll set it in place and kind of let the heat come up from the bottom to kind of start to activate the adhesive. I'll kind of bend it around the curve, which it doesn't bend much, or it doesn't keep that bend. And then what I'll do is I'll just let the heat kind of activate the middle, kind of middle seam, and then I'll put my pad on it, press it, and the heat and pressure, it helps mold it to the hat. Sometimes when after I pull it off, what I'll do is I'll take my hand and just kind of hold, like sometimes if your patch is too big, sometimes I'll take just a little bit of pressure from my hands just to give the adhesive just a little bit of time to cool down. But other than that, I don't typically preheat my acrylic patches.
now I do have a single platen, and this is going to go on a hat. So I have pre-formed it.
And you can do that with a I mean you can do it with a dual platen as well, but you don't have to.
There you go. There's a better angle.
Yeah, that would be very easy to put on a hat.
All right, should be ready. I will run the red, white, and blue here for you guys.
I need a galvo. Yeah, Ed, you could use a heat gun. You just don't want to get too much heat on the adhesive, and because you'll turn it into a liquid form, and you don't want that. When the adhesive starts to turn clear, that's about as much heat as you need. Yeah, hopefully in a new shop I can get I want to get some more toys. Looks like you're lasering out a American Marlboro sign. Patrick, you there? We can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm here. It would be a proper live stream if something didn't go wrong. I think it was my USB hub because I switched
Oh, okay.
USB hubs and it messed up. Let me put it back on the Lasermatic. That way, we'll be entertained with that. Let's see. Ask you another question too, unless there's any in some in chat. Let's see any new ones. Oh, what are you seeing in your customer base? Are you seeing mostly the hobbyist type or a small business, or have you got any larger, more corporate type clients, manufacturers yet?
Man, we all walks of life. From beginners to, I mean, you're talking people that are making probably 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, $100,000 a month just in hats. It's crazy. And the good thing is everybody's so willing to help in the Facebook group. I had a guy, his name's Jim. He messaged me, or actually called me the other day, and he got a huge contract with a company, and decided that he needs about 200 of those swatch books to give to different salespeople so they can go out and start showing the product off.
Wow, that's a lot of swatch books.
A lot. So
Does it
I mean,
take you a while to put those together?
so we actually have the manufacturer make those for us.
Okay.
Yeah, because we just so I used to actually offer custom patches, and unfortunately, um, we don't any I don't anymore just because I just don't have time. And also, our shop was so small that any flat surface in our shop turned into a table, and both my Trotec and my bolt ended up turning into just a kind of a work surface. Which I'm sure you know how that goes.
Yeah, yeah. Anything flat, it becomes a junk table.
Kind of a catch-all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
Um,
but yeah, no, I mean, we have, Chance from Custom Grains on TikTok. We have a ton of TikTokers. We have AJ up in New York is doing a ton. Kenneth Frank. I mean, we just have so many. We have Ryan. He just secured a huge contract the other day. So it's just, I mean, it's crazy, and I love it. I mean, I love seeing people make money with our products.
it's always a good thing. The more money they make, the more money.
Yeah, it is, but I really I didn't do this for the money. I did it. I'm a fixer, and my biggest thing was um, fixing people's problems, and that's what we've been able to accomplish. And if you put your time and effort into people, uh, the money will always come. So I've never been worried about that. It's just been making sure everybody has quality products that they can be proud of, um, that they can actually support their family with.
Let's see. I just saw another question come in.
Josh, what do you recommend for a couple for the first time material? Um, Jim, I would probably suggest, honestly, I would suggest probably either our Heritage Walnut or Heritage Buckskin. Those are two extremely popular colors. Those are probably going to go with a lot of your different color hats. And then for acrylic, I would probably wait on those a little bit and just kind of get everything dialed in with your laser as far as the leatherette goes, because it's a lot cheaper. You're going to make great profits off of those, and then eventually dive into the acrylics.
As you can see on the CO2 Galvo, one pass got me a great blue, and then I do two passes to get into the red and have a really clean finished red.
That's a very vibrant red. Give me just a second. I'll be right back.
Yep, no problem. But this red, white, and blue acrylic looks great. And then let me show you what the Lasermatic's doing there. Still running that crosshatch, but it'll be impressive when it finishes. I'm working on getting the setting for the diodes for this red, white, and blue. I haven't looked at what anybody else has done. I was just trying to come up with it from scratch, and I'm getting close. But I think I nailed it with the CO2 Galvo for sure.
That looks really sharp.
And then I actually have the Galvo cut it out. So I don't know if I have the cut layer on or not. Let's see. Any issues cutting? Nope, I didn't have a cut layer on, but I'll bring that over and show it to you.
Hey, no problem, Jim. Yeah, and if you need anything else, reach out to us through via email. My wife or my sister-in-law will be able to take care of you. They'll
There's an affiliate link in the description if you want to support the channel and buy some LoneStar and support LoneStar.
Yeah. Yeah, we're actually about to ramp up our affiliate program as well. We had a meeting about that the other day. where we're definitely going to ramp that up.
I think it's lightsource.pro/LoneStar, and that'll take you right to their website.
There you go. And also, we've been very blessed to been able to build this shop and get the I've got a room that's going to be dedicated to making how-to videos, doing live videos, stuff like that. Because I really enjoy what I do. I worked for the phone company for 15 years, and doing this is just, I love it. I love coming to work every day. I love solving people's problems. And so, being able to, I'm not a big person to do like public speaking and stuff like that, but I love this type of environment. Um, Oh, that looks sharp.
So there's your red, white, and blue. And then, yeah, I just use the magic eraser and it cleans it right up.
Yeah, Magic Eraser, a little LA Awesome. You don't want to use alcohol. It will cause hairline fractures in the acrylic. So you just want to do some little bit of LA Awesome, and a Magic Eraser, and you should be good. I would also clean the edges up too when you cut. Just wipe the edges down because you do get a little residue on there, and that will cause some issues. Kind of some ghosting on your hats.
Okay.
But it's
Very
but
good
it's
tip.
but as soon as we get everything here situated at the shop, I plan on doing a lot of how tos. A lot of stuff that pops up in our Facebook group with questions. I'd like to attach videos to those. So, just some. I'm excited. I'm excited to get this shop completely put together.
Let's see. The Duke of Tank, your question is going to get answered here momentarily. That is the silver and blue acrylic that the diode's going to cut. So you will be able to see that live.
Does that diode come together or get shipped to you put together? Or do you have to put it together?
You can have it unboxed and up and running in probably 20 minutes, being conservative.
That's pretty awesome. What does it use light burn?
Yes.
Okay, sweet.
Yep. It comes with a Lightburn device file, Lightburn camera calibration file. So it does have a camera mounted in the lid.
Nice, that's awesome.
So you basically plug your air assist in, plug your USB into your computer, plug the power cord in, and it's about ready to go.
Do you run air
Oh,
assist when you engrave?
yes, I do.
See, I don't.
I think. Let me double check. Yeah, I'm running air on that engrave.
You may try. I would try it without air, um, and see how it does because when I was using air, I was getting kind of because what you're essentially doing, you're burning plastic, and it just becomes real sticky right after you burn it. And when you're using air and your layer or laser in the next kind of line, it blows that char onto that sticky engraving, and I just could
Yep.
never get a good rich color out of it.
Okay. Ed asked me to tell you about the XL version. This is the Lasermatic Mark II XW for extra wide. And
Okay.
you can see that is a full sheet of acrylic there.
Oh, is that a full sheet?
Yeah.
What? So that's 16 by 24.
Yeah.
That's bigger than my Thunderbolt.
Yeah, the honeycomb maxes out at 610 millimeters.
Okay.
Now, this is straight off the laser. All right.
That looks sharp.
There's no lines. There's very little dust. I'm pretty happy with those settings.
I like that file too.
My This is a good story. My daughter picked out this shade of your leatherette. I think that's the walnut.
Yeah.
And she picked out a hat. And I said, well, what do you want on the hat? And she said, an eagle, something USA.
There
So
you go.
came up with this eagle for it.
You know
That's
what? You
going to go on
can
the
you
hat.
can you can never go wrong with a little pride in your country.
Yep. Nothing at all wrong with that.
Now, 16 by 32. Geez, that's pretty big.
The eights are P20.
Yeah,
Yeah, 1632 is big.
I had a Trotec. So he's actually he does a little bit of everything with lasers, but he actually used to work for Trotec. He actually, after we moved the Trotec over here, he leveled the bed and aligned my mirrors because I had to replace my tube recently, and it was cut. It was engraving terribly. So he actually came and got me all hooked up the other day.
Here's the other shade.
Oh yeah,
I think I think I'll run the eagle on this. Let's see
that'll
if
look sh-
she does. It's
that'll
right
look
in there.
sharp. Knoxville, Tennessee. Did y'all get any weather up there? Thankfully, that that hurricane that just hit Florida, I think it was somewhat headed towards us, and that cool front that we got pushed it more east.
Man, Carol, uh, Carolina's had some terrible flooding. I think
Yeah,
Tennessee did too.
yeah, it was pretty rough. Yeah, we dealt with Burl came through and knocked power out for I think a day and a half. We had generator backup. I do plan on putting a big generator here at the shop just so we can kind of keep up and running. And we're actually running Starlink right now for our internet, which has actually been really nice. Um, but I plan on having a backup probably with Xfinity as well. But if the power goes out, Xfinity will go out and Starlink should stay up.
I had Starlink, and then the speeds weren't too great. And I thought, let me try T-Mobile, and I was getting great speeds because the T-Mobile tower is just right across on the next hill over
Yep.
from the one I live on top of. So I got direct line of sight from the modem to the tower.
Yeah.
It seems like every Sunday, now I'm thinking about it, they do some maintenance right around 6 p.m. when I normally try to do a stream. I still have Starlink and can reactivate it whenever I need to, but it was half the cost just to go to T-Mobile.
Well, I think we did the business plan with Starlink, and I think I actually ran a speed test last night. I think I was getting like 300 meg, which
That's
is
very good.
crazy.
Upload's good.
Yeah, uploads are good too. Ping is like at 24. I haven't tried the game on it yet, but I may this Black Ops 6 I think is about to come out, so I may have to give it a whirl.
Yeah, give it a try.
I
Hopefully,
just haven't had much time.
hopefully you're at no lag. All right, I'm going to run just using the diode on this leatherette, which the fiber does a great job on it. The UV does a great job. CO2 Galvo does a great job. So it's very versatile. You can use it with any laser.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, I just want to get, and that's why um, Patrick's going to actually do some. I want Patrick to do some diode videos for us with some settings in there, so he can help the community out.
Yep, that's what this silver and red, silver and blue. That I'll be working on that this week. So,
But he's been busy, just like we've been busy.
oh my gosh, yeah, between part-time job and trying to make different videos that I've made commitment for, and then just being tired and not wanting to do anything, that kind of gets in the way too.
I understand that. I understand that wholeheartedly. We got a 2.5 year old and a 1.5 year old, so I got to have enough energy for them.
Oh my, yeah,
But they usually so actually we when we hired our first employee, um, and then my wife started working, kind of doing customer service full time. We actually hired a full time nanny and she drops. So before our house was behind or our shop was behind our house, so that was easy. But now the nanny actually drops the kids over here at the shop at 5 o'clock. Um, so we got from about 5 to 7, and then we go home and play and bathe and feed them and put them to bed. Yeah, I'm a couple
I
hours east of
remember
where the
those.
hurricane.
I remember those days.
Oh
Mine are
yeah,
now 14 and 16.
14 and
Like,
16.
yeah, how did they go from being little babies in their hands to driving the car? It's crazy.
It is crazy. Kenny, the smell is going to be about the same. It's going to be about the same
Yep.
smell.
It. I can verify because I accidentally left my one big blast gate open on my FUME extraction and it wasn't getting sucked out the other day. And I was like, oh, that stinks. It just smells like any other acrylic.
I'm curious about how it's going to smell through this air filtration box. Um, Hopefully we get the reason I didn't exhaust it out because when we were in the little shop, I had it exhausting out I had one going out the wall and then I had the other one going out the window. And man, it gets so hot in there because you don't realize how much air that laser, the AC, it just sucks it out of the building. And
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be in there sweating. So I was like, when we got in here, I was like, I'm not dealing with that. I'm gonna spend the money and get a filtration box and so I haven't cranked the laser up yet, but we're in the process of doing that probably this week.
Hopefully it gets rid of the smell, and if the smell is gone, then the chemicals should be gone.
Exactly. I hope so. 2 gigs down and 1 gig up. That sounds amazing, Kenny.
Yeah, that does.
Sounds like no lag playing game. I tell you, if I'm playing some Call of Duty or something like that and my game lags, I'm logging out.
Is the controller going through the TV screen at that point? That's normally what I want to do.
Yeah, yeah,
Just want to
almost.
chuck the controller. Yeah.
Almost, yeah, yeah. I guess that point. Well, I got an expensive controller and an expensive monitor, so I kind of, you know, I kind of think twice about it. But
Um,
yeah, it gets pretty upsetting.
yeah, when my son he wanted one of the advanced PlayStation controllers for Christmas, so
Oh
we ended
yeah,
up getting him one of those. Like, you better not throw this thing. You,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care
Mine's
how
got
mad you get.
yeah, it's got the probably the paddles on the back that help with the button designation. Mine's got paddles on the back to help. Man, when I'm gaming, I'm a very competitive person in general. So anything that I can do to make if it's frames per second or anything, I'm gonna do it.
Got to squeeze out that last little bit of edge that you can get.
You got to. Well, and me, I'm getting yeah. Actually, you know what? My birthday's today. I turned 39 today.
So happy
So
birthday.
I appreciate it. My reaction time isn't as good as it used to be at 18. So I need every advantage I can get.
I know that feeling. Just a little bit older than you.
Yeah, it
I, I hit I hit 51 in September 8th.
okay. All right. Well, happy belated.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit older, but
Just a little bit.
I started working out again today, and so hopefully I'm going to stick with that. I used to work out a lot
Yeah.
and did powerlifting and did some competitions and stuff, and then 3 years ago started not doing so well health wise, just feeling tired and run down. But
Yeah.
I'm a type 2 diabetic, and I think that's one of the big problems with that. So I'm trying to get back into lifting and get the blood sugar under control, and hopefully have more energy.
My dad's diabetic as well. I tell you what really helped me with being tired and everything was testosterone. I actually got on testosterone recently, and that's really helped me out a lot. It's kind of the fuel that drives a man, and if you don't have that, it's actually helped me, stay focused, less tired. Helps out in the gym. It helps everything. So. Um,
That's something I'm going. Actually have orders to go get some blood work done to have testosterone checked and thyroid.
Yeah,
Look for
I would
those two.
definitely go get that checked.
All right,
Well,
here's
because
the one that. Oh, here's the freshman.
Let me look. Are we out of red, white, and blue acrylic right now?
And I just love the thickness.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Let me cover my face. There you go. And then here's the adhesive is on the back. So that's ready to press on a hat.
Bespoke, we just placed a big order late last week, and we've got a lot of colors that we're actually out of stock that they're making for us right now. So hopefully we'll have it either early, probably late this week coming up, or early next week. We have trouble keeping that red, white, and blue in stock. It's a very, very popular color.
This is an interesting question, and it makes me think of the JDS laser roll leatherette tumblers where they stick it on the tumblers. Have you ever tried yours on tumblers?
So I have. I've tried both. Well, I've tried leatherette, and it does stick. It will stay. But it is such a smooth surface that it doesn't. It takes a pretty good bit to pull it off, but it's not going to be something that I would sell to a customer. Um, for a personal cup, something like that, I would definitely do it. But as far as selling the product, I probably wouldn't.
And I wouldn't. I know the way I am. Dishwasher safe or not, it's going to go in the dishwasher just
Yeah.
because that's the convenience part of life.
Yes.
So it might not hold up to dishwashing too well, especially if you run the heated dry cycle.
Yeah. No, but we are we work very closely with the manufacturer for our leatherette. We've just recently come out with leatherette keychains, leatherette we call them can dusters, but they're koozies. And we're also probably going to be rolling out probably some tumblers with our new leatherettes wrapped around them as well. And also coming up here pretty soon, hopefully probably late October, early November, our waterproof hats are going to be in stock. So we've got a 6 panel waterproof hat that should be in stock here pretty soon.
You've got all kinds of exciting things coming.
Yep, yep, we do. So, I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
this time next year, you are going to be out of space.
yeah, yeah. Well, and it's all my biggest thing is creating products that help drive sales for our customers.
Right.
What can we do that's gonna, for one, make our customers proud of the products that they're selling, and two, kind of peace of mind, just knowing that that product's not going to fail. That was, I used to lay in bed at night when I first started and using some subpar adhesive, always dreading that phone call the next day from a customer that says, "Hey, my patch just fell off my hat." And
Right.
say you live in a small town or you do something for a big customer, you may that may hurt financially, and it's going to hurt your feelings too. But
Mm-hmm.
just making sure that the products that we sell to you guys is going to be something that you're gonna be proud of, and because at the end of the day, what you sell to your products is your name, and we want to be the best representation for your name that we possibly can. That's
Couldn't say that any better.
and that's the point we try to get across to everybody is, you can buy JDS leatherette, you can buy from all these other manufacturers, but at the end of the day, yes, you're probably going to save a few bucks, definitely. With the discounts and stuff, you're not going to save that much money, and you're getting a better product with our products, hands down. Better customer
Yeah.
service, the whole nine. So,
It's weighing the risk versus benefit. The risk of using a
yep,
potentially subpar product versus the benefit of keeping your reputation above
yeah,
water.
exactly. Well, and you look, our sheets are 15, not including discount. We've got some, and competitors is a word that I don't like to use because I feel like we're so far ahead of everybody else that we don't really have competitors. But Their products are a few dollars cheaper. And but when you take a sheet of leatherette, how many patches can you get out of a sheet of leatherette? Probably 35, 40, somewhere around in there. You're only looking at
Hmm.
40 to 50 cents a patch. So you're only saving maybe 5 cents a patch by going with our competitors.
Right.
And at the end of the day, is it really worth it? In my opinion, no, it's not. We've done a lot of research, a lot of troubleshooting to make sure that our products are going to stand the test of time, and something that you're going to be proud of, and something that we're proud of. So
Good. I'm glad you got to go into that whole thought process
yeah,
because it's important for people to hear. To,
yes,
they get to know you a little better and like, oh, this guy's interests align with mine, so
yeah.
maybe this is where I should put my money.
Well, you're proud of your
And it's not
business. I
just
mean,
and it's
every,
not just about the money. It's
yeah.
customer service and quality of the product is obviously. I'm just blown away by this leatherette comparing to other stuff.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
comparison.
Well, you're proud of your business, and we're proud of your business. I tell you, being an entrepreneur is, well, there's sometimes you want to just break down and cry. Sometimes you want to scream. I mean, it's not for the faint of hearts. But I give the utmost respect to anybody that is willing to bet on themselves to provide for themselves and their family. It's there's been struggles. I mean, we built this shop. We didn't do any outside funding. We funded it ourselves. And there were times where we may have not had enough money to buy inventory. And there was a couple times where I handed my contractor a check for, say, $25,000 for, the 2 or 3 weeks he worked, and said, "Hey man, do you mind holding this check till Friday? Because then the money's going to be in the account." I mean, that's something you have to do as a business owner. And it's not easy. And I give everybody a pat on the back for that, because it's not easy. And if it was, everybody would do it.
Right. Yeah. Definitely not easy.
Yeah.
Even like I still work part time and it's challenging.
I tell you, man, when you're working a normal job, and you got that paycheck coming every 2 weeks, it's comfortable. It is very much comfortable. And I tell you, we were doing really good when we first started, and all my buddies were like, just leave. And I'm like, man, you don't know. And so when I finally took the leap, it really it made it worth it. And one of my employees the other day, she said, "Josh, have you taken time just to see what you've built?" And I haven't, and it's not me that's built it. It's been everybody that's built it. It's been our customers. It's been our employees. I mean, we have eight employees, and I don't take credit for anything. It has been a group effort from everybody to grow this business. I mean, it's a huge family, and we love it. Some people call it a cult.
Well,
And
hey, if one person succeeds, you're all
yeah,
succeeding.
yeah,
It's the way it
it
seems to
is.
me.
It is. But we love our people. We go to bat for them. If somebody has an issue, I'll give them a call. If somebody's pressed for, maybe an order got hung up somewhere, maybe it shows lost. We're gonna do our best to get an order out. We don't want anybody waiting on anything. So we definitely jump through hoops for everybody.
Awesome.
So
Anybody have any more questions in the chat? I've been trying to keep an eye on. Uh, hey, Ventari, how's it going this evening?
Chris
Make sure I didn't
Christopher.
miss any. How old was he? I just think. Let's see.
I thought Chris Christopherson was already dead. 88.
Haha.
He was
Jim's
88.
comment. 88. Wow.
I had that
Had another
yesterday. I love it.
patch. Yeah, from a different company, and it fell off. Luckily, he caught it before someone bought it. He tried to reheat it, ended up super gluing it, and now he
Yeah.
has a new hat.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good one.
It happens. I had
Nothing's
it.
perfect. There's always going to be an issue
It
pop up
Well,
some
and
point in time.
especially when you're dealing with custom stuff, stuff like that. I always tell my customers to not, I had one guy, he ended up buying some adhesive and some patches, and he put patches on shirts, and he didn't test it before he sent it out. And I think it was like 150 shirts. And I
Oh
felt
wow!
bad. I did, but you have to troubleshoot the stuff before you send it out to make sure, you know, buy you a heat gun, buy you a very, very inexpensive heat gun to test your platens, to test you want to test everything all the time. You don't want to take it for granted that it's going to work properly. I can't tell you how many times we've had I had a guy that just ripped me up and down when we first started our Facebook group. He had bought an IQ 360 from Stalls, and our adhesive wasn't working. It showed to be the right temperature on the actual machine, but it was actually about 30 degrees cooler than what it was actually showing. And boy, he ripped me up and down. He called our product trash, this and that. And I talked to him, and we had a conversation, and we tested everything, and come to find out that the press was bad. And so,
Oh wow!
you buy a $2,000 machine and you think it's going to work properly. That's not always the case. I mean,
Hmm.
you have to test your equipment to make sure it's going to work properly.
Yeah, one would think that would be properly calibrated.
One would, and that's a lot of reason we come out with our branding iron, just because we felt like the only dual platen hat press on the market was extremely expensive. Their customer service, from what I've heard, isn't the best, and so we decided we was going to throw our hat in the mix and get into the heat press game. And so, we do a very good job of making sure our troubleshooting of our presses are dialed in, making sure our customers are taken care of, and if for any we got spare parts here. If we feel like you can swap them out in your own home, we'll send you the parts. If not, you send us a machine, we'll knock it out and send it back, or we'll send you a new one.
Do you have each one of those tested for accuracy as far as temperature goes?
We do,
Uh,
we do, we do. We typically unbox them, test them, make sure.
okay.
But it's an electronic. It's just like anything else. We've had
Yeah.
we've had it where the customer will, I'll plug it in our shop. It'll work fine. Get it up to temperature, test it, and then as soon as the customer plugs in at the house, the fuse will pop. So it's like it's just like anything else.
Okay, yeah. Just a variation in voltage on
Yeah.
a different power grade could be enough to
Yeah, but
cause
at
something like
that
that to happen.
point, you just got to lean on your customer service and know that the customer's got to know that you're going to take care of them, and that's what we try to put across.
Very cool.
Hobo freight. I've
That's,
never heard it called that. That's hilarious. I
that's
actually
great.
bought
That's funny.
a nice toolbox from Harbor Freight yesterday.
Yeah, some of their stuff has improved in quality over the last few years.
Yeah,
Their
well, and
toolboxes, yeah, the
yeah,
bang for the buck.
I bought their U.S. General box because they have Icon, which is supposed to be like comparable to
Hmm.
Snap-on. But I bought their U.S. General box in that real dark gray. I love that color, and I picked up their big 72-inch box yesterday.
I have a Yukon. I don't even know if they
Okay.
have the Yukon brand anymore,
Yep.
but one of the what is that? It's almost 4 foot wide
Yes.
Yukon. Yeah,
Yep.
it's a nice little box, just a base.
No, they're good machines. They got nice. Their cabinets roll. Their drawers pull out really nice. I love them.
Oh yeah. Can
I
customer service help with Ed's love life? I'm sure there is a company out there for that.
What it? What?
Hey,
I'm
Roger,
no.
what's up?
I'm no. What is that? I'm no Mr. Hitch. Was that Will Smith? That Will Smith movie?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Hitch.
yep, I
But
remember that.
we could definitely talk about it.
Say, I can give you advice. Might not be good advice, but I can give you advice.
Exactly.
uh, well, we're running up on an hour and a half. I'm thinking one last call for questions, and then we can wind this up. I know you've got stuff to do and family to take care of.
Oh yeah, it's probably just about dinner time.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. It's dinner time here. A little past it, actually.
Oh yeah, it's what 7:30 there, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, it's about that time. It's not about the failures of customer service and make it right. People space. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly, Ken. And I tell people, a happy customer, because we do run a lot of ads. We spend a lot of money in ads just to get the kind of the products out there, just to show everybody that there's an alternative to other brands on the market. And but I tell you, the best, the best advertising is going to be a happy customer, because they are going to preach that stuff from the rooftops, and that's one reason we've been able to grow so fast. Um, is because of happy customers. Because
Mhm.
you get in all these other Facebook groups, and anytime anybody asks about adhesive or leatherette or acrylic or stuff like that, 90% of the time people are talking about LoneStar adhesive, which is
Yep.
amazing.
Word, word of mouth,
Yeah,
the best advertising, and it's free.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Oh
in
yeah, yeah.
general, it's free.
It
I mean, you
no, it
pay for
is.
it with your customer service, but
Yes.
in
Well,
general,
and
that's the
that
best
goes
kind.
for us. That goes for if you have a hat business,
Anybody,
stuff like that. Yeah, I mean it definitely. I mean when you got and that's what do we do when I buy something new, I get on YouTube. Typically,
hmm
sometimes they're paid advertising videos, but a lot of times they're like, "Hey, I just bought this with my own money, and I'm going to give my own review for it." And that's where I learn about products. A lot of this, lot. I don't just go out on a whim and buy something. I typically watch tons of videos before I buy a product, and if you got somebody happy with that product and happy the way it performs or happy with the customer service, um, that means I'm happy with it too.
yep. It's saying I'm in New York City preaching from the rooftop. No one will be able to hear.
I see.
Fred has a question. Patch and grays with collar. Are you talking? He might be referring to like the black with the silver underneath or the copper
Yeah.
underneath
So
or
this
something
is
like that.
actually black to copper right here. And it has a thin, like a copper foil underneath the top layer. And you just set your settings to just engrave just the top layer, and it leaves the copper beneath. So, which is really cool.
Yeah, I love the two color leatherettes like that.
I do too. I do too. I want to get I really want to kind of circle back to the tri-layer leatherettes, because I think that's a really good option as well.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
Yeah. But
You know,
it's not there yet.
well, give it time. It'll get there.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sure. Hey, DV, how's it going?
it is, Ken. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Well, enjoy that retirement, buddy. That's awesome.
Okay, very nice.
Coming up on a
You
year.
know, yeah, it's almost November. That's true.
Dealing
All
with that
right.
stuff.
Well, Josh, thank you so much for hanging out and giving a nice peek into your business and what you've done and what you have coming soon for us. I think I'm excited to see how the company grows and the new stuff you come out with. Looking forward to testing it out. Uh, see, Kenny did have a question. How much were the samples
Let me
you
look that
sample
up.
back?
Let me look that up because I don't know. So the sample rings are 30, and that's without a discount. So if you add a discount to that, then you'll get them for either 15 or 20% cheaper, depending on if you have GovX or not.
Oh, here is another good question. Your best tips for people starting on hats, things you did that saved you time that took too long to figure out.
Um, what I would suggest doing is probably make some samples. Get some find some businesses in your community that would be willing to entertain samples. You can typically pull their logo off the internet. Sometimes they'll actually send you their logo if you tell them you're giving them something free.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would probably start with some hats that kind of like a gray to black or a gray to white or a heather gray to black, heather gray to white, something that's kind of a I don't even know what you call that, just a regular just kind of a color that goes with everything. And then do a patch, maybe a rawhide or a buckskin or a something like that, and kind of start that route.
Yeah,
And
start
don't
with the basics. Like that's
Yeah,
why you see mostly black and white vehicles sitting on the lot because
yeah.
they were filled to the masses.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to talk to people. Ask them, say, hey, where'd you get that hat? Something like that. That's how I got started. I was 100% word of mouth, and my little hat business grew pretty fast, almost to the point where I probably could have supported my family with just the money from my little hat company, but having that full-time job and doing that part-time was where I wanted to be at the time. So, but it worked out really well.
Good question.
But yeah, and then
Well, thank you.
the best thing to do is probably, if you have a lot of questions, get on our Facebook group and either search maybe keywords for your question, or just see what other people are doing and see what sells. There's always trends when it comes to hats. Always
Even
funny sayings, stuff like that.
even if you just scroll the Facebook group and not necessarily search for something,
Yeah,
you'll probably find something in there that's going to help you out. Whether it's an idea for your next slogan on a hat, like you just said, or settings, or different color combination you haven't thought of or thought to
yeah.
try that kind of like, there's all kinds of inspiration in that group.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And I've seen some pretty vulgar hats on there, which I would, I personally wouldn't sell. They do sell. There's people out there that would buy them. I wouldn't typically go that route, but anything America's typically is gonna sell. And just people love their brands on products that they're wearing, and if you can make a nice hat with their logo on it, they're typically gonna buy it. And especially
Their
if you show
brands,
them
states,
oh
states
yeah,
and cities,
states are
those
very
sellers.
popular. But if you make a nice hat, something that they're proud to wear, they're typically going to buy more of those.
Very good.
No, I don't think people do. Kenny, when I worked for the phone company, we did have a few people that used landlines. I say phone company. I mostly installed internet.
Right.
The most popular hats are typically going to be your 112, your Richardson 112s, Yupong 6606s. They're a six-panel structured hat. I actually like the Yupongs better than the Richardsons.
I've heard that from a lot of people.
Hat per hat, or hat for hat, they are going to be their quality is better, and they're actually a little bit cheaper. So your profit's going to be a little bit better. Oh yeah, Kenny. Electricians, plumbers, AC men, and stuff like that is going to be really good. And a good thing about that, especially if they're doing new construction, they're going to kind of be passing each other, and they're going to say, "Hey, man, where'd you get that hat at?" They're going to know each other. So, automotive places are usually really good. Body shops, stuff like that. Find places that give away their hats to other companies. Insurance companies typically buy a ton of hats and give them away at like fall festivals, or they give them to new customers, stuff like that. And I mean, make a sample for an insurance company. They ended up giving that to a customer that's got a construction company, and there's your $5,000 hat order right there. I mean, it just you never know.
Yep.
You never know. Be nice to everybody. Don't ever don't ever count anybody out before you actually fill that person out. And also, don't be afraid to fire a customer. There are going to be customers out there that are going to be a pain in the butt, and I've had to learn that over time. The old saying was, "The customer's always right." That's not always the case. If I took the advice of every customer that had gave me advice, I probably wouldn't have a business anymore. It's
Yeah, customer might be always right for the big corporations that can afford it, but
yeah.
for your entrepreneur, you got to
Yeah.
get rid of the bad business.
Yeah, Amazon can afford that, but LoneStar can't. So
Exactly. No doubt.
yeah, political hats are very hot right now. So that's another thing which we don't try to. The bad thing about political hats is it tends to divide people, especially in our business. We were getting it to where a lot of people were posting in our Facebook group about political stuff. And so we ended up, instead of it just filling our news feed up, we actually made a post that was pinned up at the top where they could post in that thread itself.
Yeah, it's best to keep politics out of everything but politics.
Yeah,
it just creates issues.
Exactly. Ed, there's a keychain in there just to give you a different a look at the color itself. It doesn't come with the keychains. The keychains they're sold separately. I used to wait for Patrick to give me a hat.
Just some additional eye candy to see how it turns out.
Hey Josh, I'm trying to reach out to you this week and send you a pic of a hat I'm talking about. Yeah, send me a picture of it, Dwayne. Send me a picture. I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, I have some. What are these?
I appreciate it, Kenny.
They're acrylic. I have some wool and acrylic blend hats. That's what the eagle patch is going to go on.
Oh, we're also going to be releasing. We should be getting in here pretty soon. We've got beanies coming in as well, from like infant all the way up to teenager and adult beanies that are going to match.
Oh, nice.
So,
tis the season.
It's the season, and I never thought that because we live in Texas and we don't really have beanie weather. But when you start talking to people up north, the beanie weather is big thing. So, and the good thing is our adhesive works with those beanies. There's a special process that we use to make sure you don't melt the beanie, but it definitely works extremely well. Up into to the point where if you try to remove that patch, you will actually remove the portion of the beanie that's attached to that patch. So,
well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't remove those patches from those beanies. Let's see, glow in the dark leatherette.
We're actually working on that. I actually talked to a manufacturer the other day about that. I'll have to get back to you on that because I think there's somebody selling it, but I'm not 100% positive. But I did talk to a manufacturer about that, so we'll see. I'll bring that up. I'll circle back towards that.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
All right, for Halloween. For Halloween.
Yeah, Sergio says that he's told many clients not to call in for services and has given many overpriced estimates just so they went somewhere else. Yep.
It happens. It definitely happens. Oh, especially HVAC.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and you'll have competitors call you just to ask for pricing so they can price their stuff. You got to be careful of that too.
Yeah. Being a pharmacist, I'll get that other pharmacies call wanting prices.
Yeah.
So they can try to price match and undercut.
Oh, yeah, all the time. DV Laser, we're located about 45 minutes northeast of Houston in a little town called Dayton.
Dayton, Texas.
Dayton, Texas. Actually, you know what? The new shop is actually in a little town called Kennefick. It's actually so it's funny. So my parents actually bought this property a couple years ago with the intentions of me moving on it, like building a house on it. And when the business grew, I called my dad. I said, "Hey, I think I'm gonna need that property a little bit sooner than I thought." And so that's actually where we built the business, which is right. It's actually on the street that I grew up on, so it's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Oh,
Come full
Bastrop.
circle.
Yeah, I know where Bastrop is. I was saying,
Yeah.
I'm doing an awesome glow in the dark shirt for my sister's band for the hats. I was thinking I would go. Uh, PVC would be really cool. Actually, if you reach out to Montana Mountain Patches, they do PVC patches actually here in the United States, and they actually use our adhesive.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I know. I
They do.
know. I talked to him a couple weeks ago, and he actually had to shut his listing down on our website because he was getting so busy. But they do the PVC patches.
Does he do glow in the dark?
I don't know about that.
If he doesn't, he might know where to go, where to send someone.
Or reach out to him, and yeah, he'll figure it out. Because that's the thing I love, and even like we get a bunch of I call them complaints or maybe suggestions, stuff like that. I love, for one, if we have something wrong with one of our products, we're not going to know unless somebody brings it up. And if some people say, well, I don't like to complain, this and that. Honestly, I would rather you complain and tell us that there's something wrong with our products so we can fix it. That's where a lot of our new products have come from, is just from feedback from our Facebook group. But it also causes us to push ourselves and to make better products, which is always something that we love doing. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll reach out to Zach and see if there's some kind of glow in the dark material that they can use. That would be pretty cool.
That would be.
Bastrop, yeah, you're about 2.5 hours from us. Yep.
Almost neighbors.
Almost. Hey, Texas is big. Texas is huge.
It is a big state. Yeah.
Yeah. We're proud too. We are very proud.
Yeah. Well, everything's bigger in Texas, right?
That's it. Yeah, come on, DV Laser. We'd love to have you. Actually, we're probably, once we get everything set up kind of the way we want it over here, we're actually going to we're going to have a get together. I'm going to post in the group, and I'll probably get with the hotel here in town, see about setting up some group rates, and we'll probably have 100, 200 people here. So I think it's going to be
good,
pretty
Texas,
awesome.
Good Texas barbecue.
Yes. Well, my dad, I may be kind of partial, but my dad cooks some amazing brisket. So I'll have him cook up some brisket, and I'm thinking about maybe also trying to maybe bring in a new color and give everybody a free sample of that new color before it gets rolled out to everybody else. So I think that would be pretty cool.
That would be. Yeah. Special gift for showing up. Yeah, I like that.
That's it. Yeah. A little thank you.
You had me at brisket. Oh, that's a good one.
I love brisket too. There's actually a really good place. It's called Kennefick Pit. It's I've been trying to. I love brisket, but I love bread too. So brisket sandwich is just amazing to me. I can eat it every day.
Yep.
So, but yeah,
now I'm really hungry. Now it's really dinner time.
Yeah, I hear you. But DV Laser, are you on our Facebook group? If you're in our Facebook group, I'll post up in there here probably in the next month or so, and we'll set up a date to get everybody out. We got plenty of parking.
I'm going to post that link again for everyone, and there you go. Everybody, check the chat. There's the link to the Facebook group.
There it is.
Be sure and go check that out. Well, I want to first thank all you guys watching for hanging out I really appreciate
Yes.
it. And thank you, Josh, for coming on and being a guest and talking about
For,
Lone Star.
yes, sir. I appreciate you having me.
Anytime, yeah, we'll do this again soon
Yeah, for
for
sure.
sure. But everyone, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this live stream up. We're approaching 8 o'clock, so almost 2 hours. I hope you
Yeah.
guys have a great rest of your Sunday evening, and we will see you in the next one.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good evening. If y'all need anything, reach out to us.
All right, later, guys.
All right, later.